So yeah, this is the plugin that I have been working on for past couple of days. It is nothing too extraordinary. It is just a basic code-based visualizer, and it does what it says. It visualizes the code base to some extent. I would say not completely, not in utter details. Uh, so let me take you through it step by step. Now, this uh, plugin is very use case specific. I made it for my use case. It does have dynamic features like this buttons over here or everything else. It automatically scans your whole code base and segregates your scripts and creates these tiny buttons based on the subfolders that you have. But I am yet to test on other projects, so I cannot vouch for that yet. Now, as you can see, there are some buttons over here. These are core, command, network. So these are basically how I have separated my scripts into subfolders. So in the core subfolder, I have all the main core game stuff, and in the command folder, command folder exists because I am using command pattern for this game, and that was the main reason that I had to create this plugin. Because of the use of command pattern, the number of script that was being used increased by a lot, and the signal communications also increased by a lot. Now, when I am working alone on a project, it's easy to handle. I know what is going on in a script. But in a collaborative project like this one, I think documentation is one of the most important part. And let's just say I suck at documenting my code. Now, yeah, I could have just went with basic documentation, like you put an hashtag and you just write some comments on top of functions and variables. But that's okay, that is basic. I wanted to try something else. I also wanted to check out the process of plugin making in Godot, and turns out it is quite interesting. Now, let me show you. Once you press this scan button over here, it scans the project over scripts and it generates these subfolder buttons. Now I can click them to turn them on one by one, and it makes these tiny little bubbles. Now they are simulated, but I can turn them off. I will keep them turned off for a while, I guess. Let me turn on other buttons as well. Okay, so as you can see, uh, this is basically a graph. Each node is a script, and each edge represents that there is a connection between both the scripts, and there is also a pointing arrow that showcases what that connection is. Well, there is more detailed stuff which I will get into. Firstly, let me show you the whole code base, how it looks like, because it looks really fun. So you can see how everything is color coded with the buttons over here. I think it would be better if I increase the size of this navigation bar. Is that what it is called? I don't know. I'm not a UI designer. Okay, let's get into the nitty gritty of it. Let's go with network subfolder. So I can just click on any specific node, let's say game client. As we can see, it is connected to some scripts, which is game server and game scene controller. Now, as you saw, when I select a node and when I zoom in on it, I can see some information over here. Obviously, there is much more detailed version of it over here, but I can see some information over here also. They are the functions and the variables and signals as well if they exist. Yeah, there are no signals in this one as of now. Okay, uh, oh, my bad. So let's get to the inspector tab over here. Here you can basically see in more details what this script is about and what exists in this script. So there is a class node where I can, add what this script is about, and after that, after each function, there is an option to add a node, and this node process is persistent across. I the note that I write is stored in a JSON file, at least for now. If I find a better method, obviously I will follow it. And I can basically share this project, and the notes that I have written will be persistent across all members, which is, I think, I shouldn't have to have explained that. Now, I can click on any specific function and I get a bottom bar over here where I can see in more detail about that specific function. So it is getting called by whom specifically, and what are the parameters, are there any notes about it. So I can visit that script and I can see which functions exist over there, what are the properties, what are the functions. I can even see the script is being used by whom, which are the entities that are using this script. Okay, so that is the whole gist of it. Aside from that, there is also a sticky note option. So you can basically add some notes in case if you want. And yeah, this, I think I should be mentioning this, the simple font slider. Now, this is a very simple thing that I should have added earlier in the process, but I will not lie, this is the very last thing that I have added. Anyways, I can turn off the simulation. It is getting too much for my computer. Okay. Now, what's more coming to this? Most likely there will be a visual change. Now this looks very nice. You know, the physics is nice. I like the edges and the nodes. I like the graph. However, use case perspective, I don't think, and it was also pointed out by one of my friend, that it is not very viable. Basically, there are much more cleaner versions that are possible. A better version is possible. Hence, I should focus on that. But it won't be anytime soon. And another question that was raised by him was, how useful is this going to be? And I think there is only one way to answer that, and that is by using the plugin and documenting it. So that's what I will be doing for next week or so. I will be using this plugin for my project and I will be documenting my experience. If I end up using it for all my projects, then obviously I will keep this updated and I will probably open source it, not sure. Okay, see you next time, I guess.